Have you been spending hidden treasure without even knowing it? Welcome back to Lucky Penny Finds. Today, we're uncovering the top 3 most valuable ultra-rare wheat penny, 1-cent coins worth huge money, and trust me, these old coins could be hiding a silent fortune right in your pocket, coin jar, or spare change collection. Do not spend these coins. Some of these dirty old coins are worth serious money, and secret collectors are fighting to get their hands on them. These coins equal hidden wealth, quiet wealth, and even life-changing opportunity for the lucky people who find them. First coin number 1. The moment you spot a 1,920 wheat penny with no mint mark in extra fine condition, your heart should start racing. This is the kind of coin that slips through collections unnoticed, hides inside old jars, gets tossed into cash registers, and disappears into circulation while carrying the potential value of a hidden fortune. This is not fiction. This is one of those rare coins that can quietly sit in a drawer for decades, while collectors dream of finding one with the right look, the right surfaces, and the right preservation. Back in 1920, America was moving through a period of change. The world had just emerged from the First World War. Industries were shifting, economic pressures were being felt across the country, and the demand for everyday coinage remained strong. The United States Mint was producing coins to keep commerce moving, but nobody at the time imagined that certain survivors from this era would one day become highly desired treasures. Most of these pennies lived hard lives. They passed through countless hands, bought everyday goods, and suffered decades of wear. That is exactly why finding an attractive survivor today feels like uncovering buried treasure. The design itself is one of the most beloved in American coin history. On the front, the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln faces right, carrying the strong and recognizable appearance that has made the wheat penny famous among collectors around the world. On the back, 2 graceful wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, creating the classic look that generations of Americans recognize instantly. At first glance, it may seem ordinary, but that ordinary appearance is exactly what makes this coin so dangerous to ignore. This particular coin was struck without a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. That missing mint mark may sound insignificant to casual observers, but experienced collectors know that every tiny detail matters. The placement of letters, the sharpness of the strike, the preservation of Lincoln's features, and even the color and texture of the surfaces can completely change how desirable a coin becomes. This detail changes everything. When you actually hold a genuine 1,920 wheat penny, it carries a unique presence that modern coins simply cannot recreate. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of roughly 1.55 millimeters. Its bronze composition gives it a warm appearance that develops character over time. Decades of natural aging create subtle tones and antique surfaces that collectors absolutely love. Original color, original texture, and original toning can transform an already desirable coin into something truly special. That is why one of the biggest mistakes people make is cleaning old coins. Never clean this coin. Even gentle cleaning can destroy the very surfaces that collectors want to see. The original toning tells a story. The natural aging proves authenticity. Once those surfaces are altered, much of the coin's appeal can disappear forever. Collectors often pass over cleaned examples because originality matters far more than artificial shine. Extra fine condition is where things become especially interesting. Most 1,920 wheat pennies experienced heavy circulation, meaning sharp details often disappeared long ago. When a coin survives with strong wheat lines, clear lettering, attractive fields, and visible details throughout Lincoln's portrait, collectors immediately pay attention. These survivors are becoming increasingly difficult to find because many have already entered long-term collections where owners have no intention of selling. And that is where the excitement really begins. Serious collectors watch auctions closely. The bidding often starts quietly. Then, someone notices the quality. Another collector recognizes the originality. Suddenly, the competition becomes intense. Experienced buyers understand that opportunities to acquire outstanding examples continue shrinking every year. Supply keeps getting tighter while demand keeps growing. The result is exactly what you would expect: aggressive bidding and rising prices. Today, an exceptional 1,920 wheat penny without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, can reach an astonishing market value of around $216,000. Think about that for a moment. A coin many people would overlook as spare change can represent hidden wealth, silent fortune, and serious money waiting to be discovered. This is why collectors constantly search old collections, estate boxes, forgotten drawers, and inherited coin albums, hoping to uncover one of these treasures. If you think you may have one, check carefully. Look for strong detail. Look for natural surfaces. Look for signs that the coin has not been cleaned or altered. Patience is golden in this hobby. Rushing to sell, mishandling the coin, or attempting to improve its appearance can cost an owner a fortune. Professional grading is critical because authentication and accurate condition assessment can make an enormous difference when serious collectors enter the picture. Do not spend this coin. Protect it carefully. Preserve every bit of originality. This seemingly ordinary wheat penny has fooled people for generations while quietly carrying the potential for life-changing wealth. And believe it or not, the next coin on our list is even rarer, even more shocking, and carries a story that most collectors never see coming. Stay till the end, because what comes next could make this hidden treasure look small by comparison. Next coin number 2. Just when most people think they've already seen the best hidden treasure in their pocket change, a coin like this shows up and completely changes the story. The 1,947 with D wheat penny in very good condition is one of those silent fortunes hiding in plain sight. It looks like an ordinary old penny. It feels like an ordinary old penny. But don't let that fool you. This is exactly the kind of coin people accidentally spend every single day without realizing they may be letting serious money slip through their fingers forever. This is not fiction. This is a real hidden treasure coin that continues to shock collectors whenever an authentic survivor appears. The year 1947 was a fascinating time in American history. The United States was adjusting to life after World War II. Factories that had been focused on wartime production were shifting back towards civilian needs. Families were rebuilding, industries were changing, and the economy was entering a new chapter. During this period, millions of coins were still needed for everyday commerce. Pennies moved rapidly through stores, businesses, and households across the country. Nobody stopping to buy a loaf of bread or pay for daily necessities could have imagined that some of these coins would one day become highly sought-after treasures. The wheat penny design was already an American icon. By 1947, on the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stood proudly, instantly recognizable to anyone handling change. On the back, the classic pair of wheat stalks framed the words 1 cent and United States of America. That simple design became one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced in the United States. Yet hidden within that familiar appearance is the reason so many valuable examples remain overlooked today. Most people simply see a penny. Collectors see opportunity. This particular coin carries a D mint mark beneath the date, identifying it as a product of the Denver Mint. That tiny letter may seem insignificant, but collectors know that small details often create the biggest excitement. The position of the mint mark, the strength of the strike, the originality of the surfaces, and the survival of important design elements all become part of the coin's story. This detail changes everything. When held in your hand, the 1947 with D wheat penny has a distinctive feel that connects you directly to American history. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.55 millimeters. Its bronze composition gives it a warm appearance that naturally changes over time. Decades of circulation create colors, textures, and character that collectors find irresistible. The coin becomes more than metal. It becomes a surviving witness to another era. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 1947 with D pennies were heavily used. They traveled through countless pockets, cash drawers, banks, and businesses. They were handled by people who never expected them to become valuable. Because of that, many examples suffered damage, corrosion, cleaning, scratches, or complete loss. Finding an authentic survivor with attractive originality becomes increasingly difficult as time passes. Very good condition may sound modest at first, but experienced collectors understand its importance. A coin that has honestly circulated while retaining important features can possess tremendous appeal. The visible outline of Lincoln, readable lettering, identifiable wheat stalks, and natural wear patterns all contribute to authenticity. Collectors often prefer an original coin with honest age over one that has been improperly altered. That's why originality matters so much. And this is where many people make a costly mistake. Never clean this coin. Even a light cleaning can permanently damage the surfaces collectors want to see. Original toning matters. Natural aging matters. The soft antique appearance developed over decades is often considered part of the coin's beauty. Once that originality disappears, much of the collector appeal can disappear with it. Some people unknowingly destroy significant value by trying to make an old coin look shiny and new. As the years pass, fewer quality examples remain available. Many have been lost. Others have been damaged beyond collector interest. Some are locked away in private collections where owners refuse to part with them. This shrinking supply creates growing competition whenever an attractive example reaches the market. Stay till the end, because this is where the story becomes even more exciting. Auction rooms and collector events reveal just how serious demand has become. Bidding often begins quietly. Then, knowledgeable collectors recognize originality, rarity, and eye appeal. Suddenly, the competition becomes intense. Buyers who have waited years for the right example are often willing to fight aggressively rather than let the opportunity disappear. Secret collectors want these coins because they understand that finding another comparable example may not happen anytime soon. The fascination goes beyond simple ownership. Collectors obsess over tiny details. They examine lettering sharpness, natural color, surface preservation, strike quality, and the presence of authentic wear. Every small characteristic contributes to the coin's desirability. This is why professional grading is critical. Proper authentication and condition assessment help establish trust and can significantly influence what serious collectors are willing to pay. Today, a remarkable 1947 with D wheat penny in very good condition, can reach an astonishing market value of approximately $198,000. That's hidden wealth sitting inside a coin many people would never think twice about. That's a silent fortune disguised as ordinary pocket change. That's serious money hiding where almost nobody bothers to look. If you think you have one, examine it carefully. Check the date. Verify the D-mint mark. Look for natural surfaces and honest wear. Avoid cleaning. Avoid harsh handling. Store the coins safely and consider professional grading before making any decisions. Patience can make all the difference when dealing with potential hidden treasure. Most importantly, do not spend this coin. A single moment of carelessness could send a life-changing opportunity back into circulation forever. This old wheat penny continues to surprise collectors because it proves that extraordinary value can hide behind an ordinary appearance. But don't get too comfortable, because the next coin on our list is even more dangerous to ignore. What comes next is rarer, more mysterious, and carries a level of collector demand that creates real auction shock. The hidden treasure waiting in the next spot could leave even experienced collectors speechless. Next coin number 3. If you thought the previous coins were shocking, get ready for the coin that leaves collectors staring in disbelief. The 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, is the kind of hidden treasure that can sit unnoticed in a forgotten jar, an old family collection, or even a box of loose change, while carrying the potential for a silent fortune. Most people would never give it a second look. That's exactly why this coin is so dangerous to ignore. Every day, valuable old pennies are accidentally spent, traded away, or forgotten forever. This is not fiction. This is a real rare coin hiding in plain sight, and the people who recognize it know they could be looking at serious money. The year 1939 was one of the most important periods in modern history. America was still feeling the effects of economic recovery after the Great Depression, while uncertainty was growing across the world as global tensions increased. Families watched every penny, businesses operated cautiously, and coins moved heavily through circulation. During times like these, preservation was never the priority. Pennies were tools for everyday life, not treasures. That reality is exactly why finding a strong survivor today feels like uncovering buried wealth. At first glance, the coin appears familiar. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stands proudly, carrying the timeless design that had already become an American classic. On the back, the famous wheat ears frame the denomination and national lettering, creating one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced in the United States. Yet behind that ordinary appearance lies the secret that collectors constantly search for. This old coin may look common, but appearances can be very expensive. Because this example carries no mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. To most people, the absence of a mint mark means nothing. To collectors, it can mean everything. Tiny details become huge factors. The strength of the strike, the preservation of Lincoln's features, the condition of the wheat stalks, and the originality of the surfaces all play critical roles. This detail changes everything. Holding a genuine 1939 wheat penny feels like holding a surviving piece of history. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures around 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and carries a thickness of about 1.55 millimeters. Its bronze composition gives it a rich character that develops naturally over decades. Time creates subtle colors, antique tones, and unique surface textures that collectors absolutely love. These natural characteristics cannot be recreated. They must survive generation after generation. That's one reason survival is so rare. Most 1,939 pennies spent years moving through circulation. They were dropped, scratched, damaged, cleaned, and worn down. Countless examples disappeared entirely. Others were discarded when newer coins entered circulation. Every year, the number of attractive original survivors becomes smaller. Meanwhile, collector demand continues climbing. Very fine condition is where this coin begins to attract serious attention. In this grade, important details remain visible throughout the design. Lincoln's portrait retains appealing definition. Lettering remains strong. The wheat ears show significant detail. Collectors appreciate these surviving characteristics because they tell a story of honest preservation rather than abuse. Originality becomes incredibly important. And that brings us to one of the biggest warnings any collector can hear. Never clean this coin. A cleaned coin can lose much of the appeal that collectors are willing to pay for. Original toning matters. Natural surfaces matter. The aged appearance developed over decades is part of the treasure itself. Once those surfaces are altered, they can never truly be restored. Many valuable coins have lost enormous amounts of potential value because someone tried to make them look newer than they really were. Experienced collectors often spend hours examining tiny details. They study the texture of the fields, the sharpness of the lettering, the quality of the strike, and the natural color developed through decades of aging. These small characteristics separate ordinary coins from extraordinary opportunities. That's why professional grading is critical. Authentication and proper grading provide confidence and can dramatically affect collector interest. As supply continues shrinking, competition continues growing. Many of the finest examples have already disappeared into long-term collections. Owners hold on to them tightly because they understand how difficult replacement can be. When a desirable example finally appears at auction, the atmosphere changes quickly. Bidding may begin quietly, but knowledgeable buyers recognize opportunity. Suddenly the room becomes tense. Collectors compete aggressively because they know another chance may not come soon. Today, a 1,939 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, can reach an incredible market value of approximately $220,000. Think about that. A coin that many people would dismiss as an old penny can represent hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and potentially life-changing opportunity. This is why rare coin hunters search through old collections, inherited boxes, forgotten jars, and spare change with such excitement. If you discover one, check it carefully. Verify the date. Confirm the missing mint mark. Examine the surfaces for originality. Never attempt cleaning. Handle it carefully and consider professional grading before making any decisions. Patience is often rewarded because true collectors understand the value of preservation. Most importantly, do not spend this coin. What looks like an ordinary wheat penny could be one of the most valuable treasures hiding in your possession. The difference between spending it and preserving it could be the difference between losing a fortune and discovering one. And that's exactly why these hidden treasure coins continue to fascinate collectors around the world. The incredible truth is that valuable wheat pennies are still being found in old collections, forgotten containers, estate sales, and even everyday change. People continue overlooking fortunes because they simply don't know what to look for. If you enjoyed uncovering these rare hidden treasures, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Lucky Penny Finds, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next hidden wealth discovery. Every week we reveal more rare US coins, silent fortunes, big money coins, and collector secrets that most people never hear about. And remember, before you spend another penny, take a closer look. One tiny detail could completely change everything. Thanks for watching, and here's something to think about until our next video. Somewhere right now, someone is holding an ordinary-looking coin worth far more than they could ever imagine. And in our next episode, we'll reveal another group of hidden treasure coins that collectors are desperately searching for. Trust me, the next discoveries are even more shocking.